What's up, everybody? This is Rodney with Box Office Banter. Today's Thursday, so top five Thursdays, and I'm gonna do mine. Shout out to I'm probably gonna butcher your last name, to be honest, but Bethany Kuiman. Shout out to her for this top five. She put top five monologues slash speeches, which it's a tough one, but very doable, very interesting. So, yeah, let's get on a roll and get going with it. My top five monologues. Coming in, well, I'm not going to go into great detail about all these, just because a lot of them are at the end of the movie, and maybe some spoilers involved. And I know they might be older movies, but if you haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it for you. Just letting you know. My number five. My number five is Jesus Christ. Here we go. Forrest Gump. Tom Hanks and Forrest Gump. The end scene where he is, and the reason I'm going to talk about this, we just talked about this in podcast earlier this week. He's at the grave for Jenny, and he gives a long monologue about how his son is doing, and what's going on with life and everything, and talking to her and giving her a letter that he wrote for. It's just a very emotional, very it's a beautiful monologue, and I think it definitely deserves its spot in the top five. So yeah, Tom Hanks' Forrest Gump is my number five. Of course, if you haven't seen it, check it out. My number four monologue. Damn. Oh, man. Number four. You Can't Handle the Truth. Jack Nicholson and A Few Good Men. My number four is the You Can't Handle the Truth scene at the end of A Few Good Men. Very intense. Of course, Jack Nicholson, referred to as one of the greatest actors of all time. Definitely, in the talks of all the greatest. This monologue, this scene where he's in court and Tom Cruise is basically drilling him on what happened in earlier in the movie. The delivery from Jack Nicholson is damn near it's perfection. I mean, he's angry. He's a little bit confused as to why he's in the situation he's in because of what he believes in, but it's just very intense, very, very emotional in a very intense way, though. So, Jack Nicholson absolutely kills it. So, yeah, my number four goes to Jack Nicholson in A Few Good Men. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's great. Which leaves me to move on to number three. My number three best monologue of all time is Patch Adams. It's Robin Williams and Patch Adams. Patch Adams is it's a dark yet humorous movie. Of course, Robin Williams being in it, there is some humor to it, but he gives a speech towards the end. He's at the board of doctors, and he's going in front of them for stuff that's happened throughout the movie, and he has to basically give his say, and he does, and it's so powerful the way he talks about doctors and how, what doctors are there for and what they should be doing, and the definition of a doctor and all this stuff. It's very well done, and kudos to Robin Williams. Nobody thought he was the comedy actor, and he blew up as a beautiful dramatic actor. Absolutely amazing. Rest in peace, by the way. So yeah, my number three, Patch Adams, Robin Williams. There's that. My number two. My number two goes to There Will Be Blood, starring Daniel Day-Lewis. Uh, First of all, it's a fantastic film about oil and how oil spread and how it became huge and how it became basically the big deal that it is now. Uh, Daniel Day-Lewis plays I guess an oiler is what you would call him. He works, has his own like oil rig and everything, pumps up the oil. But there's a scene between him and actor Paul Dano, Paul Dano is underrated. I'm telling y'all, he's in the conversation of the mid top 10 greatest actors of all time. He's absolutely fantastic. But yeah, it's called the milkshake scene in the movie, and Daniel Day-Lewis absolutely crushes this. And Daniel Day-Lewis, if y'all don't know, stays in character the whole production of the film. So he's a method actor. Therefore, as soon as filming starts, he does not come out of character until it's a wrap, until it's done and over with. And he is getting all up in Paul Dano's face, talking, because Paul Dano did something that, we're not going to talk about that, but Daniel Day-Lewis is upset with him, and he's giving him this just like a dirty, brutal vocal, like, you fucked up kind of deal. Like, and I'm going to put it into metaphors left and right, but I want you to know that you messed up bad. So it's also a very intense scene, but watching Daniel Day-Lewis act, especially during this, was incredible. And yeah, that's my number two. So number two, There Will Be Blood, Daniel Day-Lewis. If you have not seen that movie, check it out. It's really good. And my number one. My number one is probably 60% of people in the world's number one best monologue of all time. And it's just that good. But of course, Good Will Hunting, Robin Williams. The park bench scene when he's talking to Will about basically what he needs to do if he wants to stay out of trouble and if he wants to take this therapy seriously. Robin Williams proves that he's a very, very good dramatic actor, and in this scene he just takes the wheel and he goes, and it's a very heartfelt. You can feel the vibes from this scene when you're watching it. You can get lost in this conversation that he's having. And then the look in Will's face whenever, Robin is telling him all this stuff, it's like, damn, like, you're speaking some truths that, he didn't want to hear. So, Robin Williams just steals the show on it and tells him how it is and what it needs to be. And, of course, ends it with, "It's your move, Chief," which is one of the greatest end lines in history. So, yeah, that's my top five for Top 5 Thursday. And number 5 is, I'm going to blank on it. Yep, I sure am. Number 5. Number 5. My number 5 was Forrest Gump, Tom Hanks, the grave scene. My number 4 was, Jesus Christ, You Can't Handle the Truth, A Few Good Men, Jack Nicholson. Number 3, Patch Adams, Robin Williams. Number 2, Daniel Day-Lewis and There Will Be Blood. And my number 1, Robin Williams, Good Will Hunting, the park bench scene. Hell yeah. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, all that jazz. Love y'all.